Be that young rapping dude, might just trap you. Coming with the thunder, baby, might just clap your crew. I rolled out in the morning light with that Harley bike, all black. I'm the party type, and it's on tonight. I just stepped in no weapons, but my outfit might take your soul. See my presence impressive, got strippers slipping off the poles. I just whip, then I swerve and wish you would. I'm Timmy Turner, turned her to a carnivore. Now she treat me like a burger. I don't know the names, but they all wanna ride. All this energy around me, I feel so alive.
Hey guys, Darkbreaker here, and for today's video we are playing OMEN with the standard build. Building Mantle of Ra first, since we are playing against an AD hero like Ryoma. And if you're playing against an AP hero like Marja or Roxy, you wanna go for Troy or Gaia's first. And the usual build I use for him, like this is the standard build, and I showed you, I think last week, the Devil's Handshake build. And you wanna go for Mantle, then Gilded, or what's the name? Sonic Boots, if they have a lot of AD damage. And then you go Fafnir, of course, because it's his core item. Then maybe Gaia or Troy. Mail of Pain, and last item Muramasa or Blade of Eternity. So OMEN is kinda weaker than Ryoma pre-level 4, because Ryoma has a lot of high damage early on, and he has good poke damage as well. So you wanna, you can try to, if you can, try to get passive stacks till like you nearly reach the full bar, and then you try to zone him. And if he comes too close, you use your first skill in combination with your second to deal a lot of damage to him. But it really depends on the skill of the opponent. Like a good Ryoma will just zone you, but you can try always use your second skill to avoid the poke damage of Ryoma or his ultimate damage. Like, of course, don't be in the hit box of the ultimate if possible, but if not, you can just as well use the second skill to avoid a lot of damage from the ultimate of Ryoma. As you can see, he kinda got a lot of damage from me, and we use ultimate flicker to reach him and kill him. Since I knew I just reached level 4 and he didn't, I just went full in, and he kinda dodged it. But I extended my ultimate with flicker, so I could still reach him, and we got, is it first blood? No, we got one kill. That's really good. And OMEN, which gets an early start, will snowball Ryoma, because once you hit him in here, like, Ryoma is not the typical bruiser, he's more like a poke assassin. And if you can ult him, then he can't do much against you, because you can still keep spamming your auto attacks while he usually tries to keep his distance from you. And Ryoma doesn't have as much tankability like OMEN. OMEN can build very tanky and still does a lot of damage, and OMEN's strength is his utility, like his ultimate and his split push capabilities. And Ryoma is more like, he's trying to roam early game on and tries to get ganks off and poke others, or he's a really strong lane bully, but if he fails in his job to bully the opponent, then he's pretty bad. Like, his late game is not so strong, he's more like an early bully hero. And as you can just see, I used my ultimate again on him. He couldn't escape, I dealt a lot of damage, and of course the timing of your second skill is so important. You always want to avoid the big damage from your opponent. Like in this example, Ryoma's ultimate or Ryoma's second skill, use your second skill to negate a lot of damage. That's the power of Omen. Omen can avoid so much damage by timing the second skill right. I think it's a 2-second interval that you get, I don't know, 50 or 60% less damage. That's so much. And because of that, Omen, if he builds tanky, he's like nearly unkillable. Okay, right there I had to flicker. Got kinda caught, that was too greedy by me. I think I wanted to try to cut someone off and kill them, but I got caught, so I had to use flicker. And we're just focusing on farming, and if possible, either way, you try to split push as hard as possible, destroy the enemy laner, and of course in this case we are on red side, so we want to take red if possible if the jungler doesn't need it, or we take mini dragon and the birds of course and the small golem. And if you shove the wave in and you can't push, then you want to roam to the mid lane, maybe get a good flicker ultimate combo on the opponent and get a good gank off basically. And right now we are just taking the bird, the mini dragon is going to spawn soon, get that as well so we can regen up, get a lot of farm. Like, people underestimate the value of farming a lot. People are so focused on, yeah, I want kills, that's so good, my KDA will look so good, I did so much. But in fact, if someone who gets like 2 towers is more worth than someone who just got 2 kills only. Like, the map, this game is like an objective game. You don't necessarily need kills. Like in pro play, there are so many games where the kills are so low, like maybe 10 kills in total in 20 minutes, for example. And that's just because people play for objectives and for the map, basically. You want all towers, you want dragons, mini dragons, Dark Slayer, and of course, as a finishing goal, the Nexus. So yeah, I don't know where Ryoma is. He's probably around mid lane. We will see. We will try to clear this mid lane wave, get some extra gold. Like whenever I see that someone is not clearing his wave, I will take the extra gold, because why not? I'm clearing the wave, so people can push and I get extra gold. Like people always, I see so many times, people just ignore the wave, they don't focus on the wave, they don't focus on the lane, they don't focus on the map basically. They just want to roam and get some kills off, look fancy and stuff, but in the end it doesn't even matter. Okay, let's see. I think I'm trying to cut off Ryoma and maybe get an ultimate on him. Just taking extra camp right here. And let's see. We lost our top tower. Just waiting in the bush. I would just, probably just clear the wave, so Raz can roam. And the wave is pushed in, so someone has to defend, of course. Like if the wave is pushed in, you have an opportunity, like a short time, to roam together and get the gank off or get another objective. And right now we're taking mini dragon again. Getting the bird as well, of course. Let's see. Of course, always check the minimap, what your team is doing and how you can react depending on the situation. Right now, I'm thinking about to build, like, at this point I was already trying the Devil's Handshake build, but I realized it's better for me to go the more tanky build, and now we're trying to set up the trap. I use my ultimate on Marja, she uses her ultimate so we can target her, and we get CC'd, we get collapse on now, and yeah, that was, I think the idea was good, but the execution was not that good. Maybe I should have used my ultimate on Ryoma, because Marja can use her Vex Mat. Yeah, because Marja can just escape and Ryoma can't escape. But in the end, I think we would have gotten collapse anyways, because we tried to set up a trap with 2 people against. We expected 2 people, but there were more people, so that was bad on our part to do a trap without knowing all positions. And we lose on top of that our bot tower as well, so that's not good. But I think Ryoma will die right here. Yeah, Ryoma's dead, that's good. And we might lose Dragon though. I will try to defend the mid lane right now, because the wave is pushing in, and always when there's a cannon minion, that's a lot of gold, and if you leave that cannon minion alone, it will do a lot of damage to the tower as well. Okay, now we're fighting here. We don't want to let them get the enraged dragon. They get it, but I think we should kill them all right now. Yep. And Wukong in the meantime is split pushing, and he will get the bot tower as well. I got the Dark Blessing buff, that's really good for us. So let's see. Yeah, we will, since we got a tier 2 tower bot, I will stay here now to pressure, basically. Getting the red buff first, then I go push the wave in and get the other tower. And by creating pressure on the other side, then Dark Slayer, Wukong can take the Dark Slayer. Like, as Omen, you want to push in the lane, which is the opposite of the important buff. Like, if the Dark Slayer buff is up at the right side, you want to push at the left side to create pressure that maybe even 2 people want to defend you. And that gives your team an opportunity to get the buff. And of course, Ryoma is very, I mean, Omen is very good at moving on the map because of his second skill. So even if there's only 1 person defending the wave, you can just push it in and then roam quicker than the other one and create an opportunity to flank the others, basically. Okay, we're pushing this wave now. Like, in this scenario, we want to shove in 3 waves at the same time. So when the waves crash into the towers, they can't defend all lanes, and you will for sure get 1 or 2 towers. Like, that's the plan basically. And the timing, of course, it's not that easy. The timing to shove all 3 waves in at the same time, that requires a lot of coordination, and for solo queue it doesn't work always. Like, maybe at high elo, very high elo, like top 20 would do that right, and of course in pro play, but since it's here, it's solo queue here, it doesn't work always. So usually you can do a 2-lane pressure, but 3 ways into the tower is pretty hard to do and coordinate in solo queue. But if you can pull it off, you can just get 3 towers maybe. So you want to try to do that, but if not possible, try to shove in 2 waves at the same time. The best is, of course, top and bot, so they have to split their team to defend the towers. And since we pushed the bot wave already in, we rotate quick to push in the top wave now. We are, of course, as Omen, it's so important to do some ambushes. Wait for squishies to get, like, if the red buff, for example, was up right now, you could expect maybe the jungler or the ADC to go for it, and you camp in the bush, wait for him, and then you collapse on him. And that's how you want to play as Omen, or as any assassin basically. We get the kill on Murad because he got burned by our red damage. We use our ultimate, use our second skill quick to get less damage, and of course, first of all, that was calculated, that was pre-calculated, because we always denied the heavy damage with our second skill, and I knew I was really fat. Getting Blade of Eternity now. Oh, I forgot my thought that I wanted to say earlier. Okay, I will flicker ultimate on her. Gonna see the opening, and right now, get on her. I missed my first skill, but it doesn't really matter. And that's game. So, good game. Yeah, like I said, I forgot. Oh, now I have it again. So the first skill, you always want to use your first skill very early on. And because of your passive, each time you use your auto attack, the cooldown of the first skill gets reduced, so you can spam it a lot more often. Okay, that's about it. I hope you liked the commentary and see you next time.